The water in Bali isn't turquoise just because of its clarity, but because of the light that passes through it, playing with whatever lies beneath the surface. Every particle of coral, turned into sand, captures and reflects that light, creating an intense color that captivates the senses. Without that light, the turquoise wouldn't exist. It would just be water. We are the same. Our essence isn't defined only by what can be seen from the outside, but by the light we allow to shine from within. When we give light to our purest truth, it reflects out into the world, creating our own color, our own intensity, our own magic. I love wild, rugged coastlines. The kind where waves rise tall and crash hard against the rocks. I could sit for hours watching them. In a way, that same swell feels like the earth is breathing, like its very own heartbeat. Matching my rhythm to it always helped me soften. On those raw shores, I feel as if every beat is sweeping through my unconscious, slowly eroding thoughts or emotions I didn't know were there, hovering just beneath the surface, waiting to be carried to shore. I sit on a cliff and think about how we take life too seriously. We are just tiny beings on a big and beautiful planet, actors in a film with the most varied scenery that we often take for granted. Yes, even this beautiful sea. Look around you. How many things do you take for granted? Maybe there's a book on your shelf that once filled you with excitement. Or maybe you're sipping coffee from a mug that was a gift for someone you love. Maybe you have a stunning view from your window that you haven't stopped to notice in days. Or a memory from a trip, or a photo of someone who's no longer here. We also often take for granted the people who are at our side, as if they were going to be there for a lifetime. We take for granted the comfort, the warmth of our home, and a hot shower, or the simple act of seeing the sunrise one more day. Human beings have the gift, or the bad habit, of normalizing everything. What is exotic and new ceases to be so. But we are also able to adapt to discomfort with almost the same ease. We normalize what we lack and what we have, sadness and joy, our thoughts and our beliefs. I try to look around and give thanks for something every day. For example, I look at the notebook I carry with me everywhere on this trip, and I remember Laura gifted to me. And it fills me with joy to see how it's being filled with ideas, notes, and experiences. It then ceases to be just a notebook and becomes an emotion of gratitude that it itself represents. I do the same with places. Like this ocean. I sit by it and try to record it with all 5 senses. Its smell, the spray as it splashes me, the beauty I see, the rhythm I hear, the salt on my lips. It may sound strange, but it wouldn't be the first time I light a candle and suddenly find myself transported to a moment that I recorded this way in my DNA. But just as we anchor ourselves in gratitude, we also cling to situations, people, or things that no longer resonate with us. that no longer bring us good. We stay because it's what we know, because it feels comfortable. We normalize being sad, eating poorly, or speaking harshly to ourselves. We normalize lives we don't even like, waking up without energy or without feeling passion for what's to come. We cling to people who no longer understand us, with whom we have nothing in common anymore, or who even hurt us. Sometimes we hold on to the idea of what once was, to its origins, to the moments that made it special, to the laughter, the affection, the magic. And it's hard for us to accept that all of that may have vanished. The cycle has come to an end, and it's time to start another. In life, nothing stays the same. Everything is cyclical. And as such, not only does the outer world change, we do too. What once felt safe, familiar, or easy begins to misalign. That job that once excited you now feels tedious. That friend you used to laugh with now only wants to criticize others. Those dinners with your partner feel empty because one, or both, are more focused on a phone than on each other. I know that feeling of guilt when you decide to walk away. It's like wanting to leave the ocean while the waves keep pulling you back. But letting go isn't bad or selfish. It's simply a necessary step to keep moving forward in the story of our lives. Letting go of what's known and comfortable is very hard, but it's necessary. Because only in this way we can make space for all the new things that are to come. Looking at the sea always helped me accept what I need to release. Thoughts that aren't mine, habits that don't serve me, people who have already had their place. But just like rock isn't eroded in a single day, letting go also takes time, a continuous tide. Some time ago, I asked myself how I could distinguish between what I should appreciate and look at again through the eyes of magic, or, on the other hand, what I should let go of because it no longer fits in with the energy I want to surround myself with in this new cycle of life. The answer was simple: intuition. Does your stomach clench when you think about it? Or, on the contrary, does your heart expand? I believe both processes begin the same way, by bringing them to light, and by being grateful they are, or were, part of our lives. After that, whatever doesn't feel good or nourishing, we must begin to let go of lovingly. Because life, in the end, is like the sea. The tide takes away what you no longer need, but another wave always comes. Softer, more powerful, higher, or more delicate, but there's always another. What leaves makes space for something new and unexpected to arrive at the shore. And you? What are you feeling you have to let go of? Are the waves pushing you toward a new cycle? Wishing you all a beautiful week. See you soon. Goodbye.